Yeah, I'm trying to bring back um, 8th of October. Yep. All right. So I'm adding the spotlight from here. First point, second point, enter. You can click on the lights to reduce that is the intensity. The reason just is like give this some some dark shade. Okay, so we go to spotlight, add the second one, connect to this part of the table, enter. Reduce the properties. Nope. Uh, just wanted to come to you as just your plan. Put this at 200 as well. Okay, so you can preview your scene now. Same way we've been previewing. You can preview your screen, render to view, and just see how the lights are affecting the scene. So, okay, I didn't reduce my lamp again. I restored this guy. But you see what the key lights and the few lights are doing. So let me select this lights thing. Um, Let me first of all hide this guy in my way. Then put in there, and let me hide it. Come on. Let me set my lights, properties, and make this guy 500. Okay, right. So let me preview this guy again. Okay. So the glossiness of your material will be set in the material's own properties. You want to use the glossiness of that. So hope that's cool, right? If you want to save up, if you want to, what do they call that word now? Just take this guy down to like 300. Yep. And is is using your light is you have to select, right? What you can do is use the, like what I did is I put my lamp, and that's one of the things why they are creating of those cameras. I mean, creating of those layers is important. I put my lamp head into a new layer and heat turned off that layer so I can select the lights. When I finish, put it back on. If you want to, also you can change the color of your light. It's always a fun thing to do. Okay, let me check it out. So adding lights to the scene is what gives it that stability. Okay, select your light. Your light. Your light. Abi, is there another light? There are two lights. Okay, so use your light. So it can be tricky, like I said. It's blocking. So most times you can don't be panic. Otherwise, just create. Let's come to your layers. Let us create a new layer. Let's create a new layer. Let me just give it a different color. Alright, so it's like this guy making going to that layer. So let's turn him off at the moment. So you can have concentrate properties. So let's go with 250. That's not bad. So now let's get a good view. Let's put that layer properties and turn it together. Let's a view. Okay. Your ground looks like water. It's the glossiness. That's glossy stuff. So in that material, remember I showed the four settings. So use the one that doesn't have gloss or the one that is rough, and then you create that. So you can increase the quality of your render engine by here, where we have this medium. You can go to high or any of the qualities coming downwards to give a nicer render to give a sharper or smoother render. As you can see the difference between the medium I did and this high. Just that the higher you go, the more time it will take. Whenever you see these dots when you're rendering, primarily it's doing global illumination or global illumination, sorry. Rendering environmental, like, or let's say ambience of the lights, how it's affecting. So, but like I said, in our other 3D softwares where I will talk more on materials and lighting and camera, we'll talk about things like ambient occlusion, AO, and global illumination, GI. So, ambient occlusion and global illumination. We'll talk about them in those other softwares. But primarily, what ambient occlusion is contact shadows, where two objects meet, like this table and this floor. That contact between them, ambient occlusion helps describe the shadow line within them. So that if you render without ambient occlusion, if something is resting on a wall or standing by a wall, or you have this wall and the floor, just like you have the wall and the floor here, the demarcation between the wall and the floor will not be very clear without a AO or the ambient occlusion. But with it, it will be able to detect that line by adding a kind of shadow-like effect to give you that definition. Then global illumination, like all this dot that is happening while I'm rendering. Like I see, it's taking longer. The other render had finished by now. It's still rendering. It's picking the lights affecting the whole scene. So it can pinpoint millions of particles of light hitting every single polygon in that scene. It takes a longer time to render, but it gives a better render because this rendering now is better off than the previous ones that we had. So the higher you go in your render, the more time, but the better quality you have. Okay. All right. So if you want to now save this out as a file, you just click on the save button there and can save it in any format you like. If you want to print it out, you save this one. As you want to plot it to plotting, you click here and plot it out. So, but preferably it's better to save. Plotting is not for lighting and camera. Plotting is basically for blueprint views and stuff. So you can save, click on S, look for where you want to save it as any of the options you like, bitmaps, saga, TIF, JPEG, or PNG. Mm. Give it a name. Um, so I'm done for today. Tomorrow I'll do revision and I'll tell you to build a scene. So you can go and start crafting out the kind of scene you want to build. Create a simple scene and just render it out. Then we'll start with introduction to 3ds Max that same tomorrow. Yeah? Today is 8th of October. What was that thing that we saw in that book? The display. Does it display points? A bit display one stupid thing in that exam. They say what is DPI? They wrote one and one funny name like that. So I'm saying, so when I saw the dots per age, I don't remember that. I said, I don't know where these guys got that idea from. Okay, so dots per inch. The higher the number, the better. Ma,
We have a control.
ah,
What do you know? We just spoke about it today.
did.
Ah. So,
Wait first, let me stop this recording.
okay.